Ceara and I are going to chat today about why this effort has become a priority on PNP, and I don't know, maybe the methods we plan to use to improve the way we create, we track, and we reflect on our rationale throughout the project's life cycle. So, Ceara, do you want to start by explaining how we surfaced the needs for this new process at PNP?
I think I've sort of started out my design career with this as like a pretty important foundational piece of how we work. So I worked on a super complicated product. Things needed to be really, really tight because it was a pretty large project with like a crazy data model and all of that. And we used to call it the design document at the beginning. And there was like a lot of, for me, there was a lot of like, I don't know, discipline that was taught in that process. Like rather than sort of being a cowboy and being like, okay, we're figuring it out, it's done, whatever, let's forget about it forever. My boss at the time was like, no, forget why you did everything you did.
Always
Then,
forget.
6 months later, we're implementing the feature and we have no idea what we were thinking. And so it was like, at least I was taught it as like a thing that you just have to do because you don't remember anything. But over time, kind of getting into a rhythm with it, it was actually a way more to also clarify your own thinking.
To
And
clarify
that's
your own
what
thinking.
I think like that's the part of it that I love um, for us to bring into PNP more and more.
What is this design rationale, by the way? Can you summarize it in a way? I even have
Yeah.
some problem to summarize it. It would be fun to
Yeah.
listen to you.
Yeah. So like I think people call it a lot of different things. Like
Yeah.
I went on Reddit and I started a thread on this topic. And people were kind of like, okay, we do a decision log in Confluence. We put stuff into stories. We do these different documentation methods. But for us, we centralize our design rationale in a documentation system that kind of starts at a really high level of design principles and then goes into a granular level, feature level, big decisions. And really, it's a process around grooming that and being really almost intentional or explicit about these decisions, big decisions that we're making, and kind of logging them in a continuous way.
Logging them. This is system documentation. Let's talk about it, because something that you love and I love also. So documenting where and when and why and how.
Yeah, like it's like at such a high level. It's because you can't log every single little thing that you do, every single granular piece, but your overall like strategy on solving a specific feature or solving a specific problem, it evolves so quick. Like you change completely if you have one problem to solve, you change your approach to it several times probably as you get more and more information.
And that's exactly true. When we're designing something and we're diverging and we have a UI in front of us in Figma, whatever, and we're trying to fix this problem, we may forget why we're doing this and why we made this type of decision. And just writing it down, it's a way to explain it to yourself, but also to explain it also to a client or whatever it is, or to your team. And so it's to documenting your decision when you're designing, where you're designing it. If you can do this right in Figma, whatever, it's a powerful tool. It's a really powerful, just to put the words and why you put the decision. What was the principles behind your decisions? It's driving even the design after that. When you look back at it, it feels like when I did a lot of wireframe with the persona around the wireframe. Why I was doing the wireframe, what was the problem I tried to fix, and how I tried to fix it. And now, while I'm iterating, I can go back and see, did I forgot about John and Jane? And maybe now a design rationale is something you should add now in your space where you're designing.
Yeah, totally.